Welcome back to the L City Rundown. This is our Thanksgiving episode. We're going to be covering our stories that we have seen throughout the week, and we're going to be covering some special Thanksgiving items that we're about to see and cover this week. From the top of the panhandle this week, we have a couple stories. We have Google investing into a data center located in Armstrong County, and what a 50-year mortgage could look like according to Amarillo National Bank. And WT is beginning its first research project under the Panhandle Institute for Engineering Research. We're also going to be looking at our Thanksgiving outlook and a couple of events that people can attend to get their Thanksgiving grub on. So our first story this week, we have an investment that Google has made into Armstrong and Haskell counties. They've invested $40 billion into Texas for cloud and AI growth. The data centers that they've invested to are located in Armstrong and Haskell, and it's a part of their Investing in America initiative. And according to Google officials, the investment will be including those data center campuses. And officials also noted that the data center in Haskell County will be built alongside a solar and battery plant. Our next story from this week is we asked the Amarillo National Bank about an impact over a 50-year mortgage. Recently, the Trump administration had proposed a 50-year mortgage in effort to combat the housing affordability crisis. Currently, the standard mortgage period is about 30 years. We interviewed a senior loan officer and vice president from Amarillo National Bank, and she said that it was important for people to know that they don't currently offer this as an option. However, she went into details about what that could look like for people who would be interested if it were to become an option. So right now, a principal interest for a 30-year mortgage is spread over 360 months. For a 50-year period, that would go up to about 600-month payment period. Some more drawbacks include age, which looking at with the average home buyer, someone with a 50-year mortgage could be looking at paying off that mortgage when they're about 90. There's also regulation issues. Currently, the regulation policies do not support a 50-year mortgage. As in place, they're up until 30. So there's a bunch of things that would have to change, and maybe people would have to consider if they were looking at a 50-year mortgage. Our next story is actually one that involves WT and U.S. Representative Ronnie Jackson. U.S. Representative Ronnie Jackson had come out this week and said that he had secured $2 million in the agriculture appropriations bill for a mobile desalination unit. And WT announced alongside that for its first major research project for the newly established Panhandle Institute for Engineering Research, or PIER. This is located inside the engineering building. However, the research is going to use the units to help the region understand the Dockham Aquifer better and understand what that could mean for the region. The goal behind the research is to try and find new water sources for farming and livestock uses. As there's currently very limited amounts of knowledge we have on that aquifer and all that stuff. The institute was established through an anonymous $5 million gift to the university, and WT did share with us that that is the largest donation in the College of Engineering's history. Looking into our Thanksgiving outlook, we have a few turkey trots. We have a food safety story that we'll be doing enrolling this weekend, but we're looking at community Thanksgivings as well. So this week, the first turkey trot, sadly, you may have missed, the Amarillo National Bank hosted their annual turkey trot and donated to the High Plains Food Bank. WT students, a WT Students Assisting and Good Endeavors, or SAGE, they're hosting an on-campus turkey trot on November 22nd. Registration is $20, and it goes towards a bunch of good things. We're look out for stories this weekend involving food safety or Thanksgiving dinner. We're looking at how to avoid cross-contamination, how to avoid serving bad food, and just all of that stuff to make sure your dinner goes off without a hitch and no sickness. And then the Salvation Army is actually going to be hosting a community Thanksgiving on November 27th from 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. That event's open to the public, whoever needs some community, and to get some more Thanksgiving in them. It is also going to be free. So we will be moving on to the Panhandle Planner in just a minute. However, we're going to go to break, and after that, we'll look at our upcoming events throughout the week. Back from break, we are looking at our Panhandle Planner. This is our upcoming weeks throughout the week, and we are going to be looking at a couple of good events and also good coverage that we're going to be doing. The Amarillo Area Foundation announced today of its Panhandle Gives 2025 fundraising campaign from November 24th through December 2nd. This is an opportunity to celebrate local nonprofits from across the region, across all of these counties in the Panhandle, and be able to give back to those nonprofits, to those who have been impacted by any nonprofits in any way. They can finally give back to them and be able to support them in any way they can throughout this fundraising campaign. We will be streaming on Monday on myhighpoints.com of the event, the main one. However, again, this runs until December 2nd. There is a Amarillo Community Prayer Breakfast that's happening on November 27th at 6:30 in the morning at the Amarillo Civic Center. And the League of Women Voters this week is on the 28th is going to be celebrating its 75 years. Now into my favorite part of our segments is our Route 66 Rewind. We're looking at some stories from November 21st of 1927. This first one I have pulled up is actually a article about street signs in Amarillo getting installed. They are actually in a dark blue color with white enamel, so kind of different from the ones we have now with the green and white enamel. But these signs, I think, were put up mostly in downtown from what I was reading. However, I wonder if they still exist today and if they are still maybe somewhere out there in an antique store. So, our second story is actually little snippets from children in 1927. They were little letters to Santa. Two of them are wanting dolls, and then one of them was wanting a cast iron stove and some cooking tools. I guess that was a little bit of our easy bake oven type situation. Another one was actually a little sad. It was a little boy who was a scout, and he wanted some new scouting clothes and also some new regular clothes. Apparently his father had died 2 years before this article, and he was just wanting some new clothes and slippers. The next story that I thought was fitting for this episode. Someone was hosting a turkey dinner for 50 cents. It seems like it was a come and go event, and they were just wanting people to show up for some turkey and probably some fellowship. And it was only 50 cents compared to prices nowadays. Looking at our weather watch for this weekend, we have our meteorologist Alan Glynn on our website. He said on Saturday we will have highs into the mid 60s and skies will be sunny. However, on Sunday, there's going to be a chance for showers and storms in the afternoon as an upper level disturbance is going to make its way here. However, the rain should move out of the area around Sunday night, so hopefully that shouldn't damper into our weekday. And that's it for our Yellow City rundown. We will be doing one next week. However, I just wanted to focus this week on Thanksgiving and put in some Thanksgiving events and PSAs are out there about what we're going to be covering regarding our this holiday coming up. But make sure you check out myhighplains.com for other stories and also for the main story of this to check out the larger articles on each of the stories I covered today. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next week.